Good afternoon, everybody. It is Tuesday, April 20th. This is your super short phonics lesson for today. I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. And when I say super short, I mean super, super short. All right, so we are on lesson 27 today. And our learning targets, we cannot do the first one because we are not together. We're going to do the second one. I can complete my decoding and alphabetical order assessments. We're not going to do the decoding one because, again, we're not together, so we can't do that. But you are going to do the alphabetical order assessments, and you're going to ask and answer questions about the story, The Final Battle. All right, so here we are at the story, The Final Battle. It is on chapter 18 in our reader, and this is our last story about Sir Gus today, guys. It's the last story. It's called The Final Battle. All right, let's make this 2 pages so we can see the whole thing at once. Okay. All right, so here we are in our last story in our book, Sir Gus, in our Unit 5 reader. We are on Chapter 18, The Final Battle, and it starts on page 142. The Final Battle. Sir Gus and his men rode north. They reached the old stone bridge just as the sun began to set. There they rested. Meanwhile, the Black Knight waited in the fields of the west. He had taken Sir Tom and Sir Ed prisoner. He was sure King Alfred would send the rest of his army to try to free them. He was sure that King Alfred's army would come charging across the shallow waters of the Misty River and attack him in the fields of the west. The Black Knight placed his men along the banks of the river. He kept them on a high alert all day. They waited and waited, but King Alfred's army never came. Late in the afternoon, the Black Knight told his men to stand down. It appears that King Alfred has given up, he told his men. Let us march back to the palace. Then he spoke to his prisoners, Sir Tom and Sir Ed. King Alfred must not care about you, said the Black Knight. We will take you back to King Henry and let him decide what to do with you. The Black Knight and his men began their march. They felt the fighting was finished. They took off their helmets. They tossed their shields and weapons into the supply wagons. The men began to smile and relax and pat each other on the back. They were not expecting what happened next. Sir Gus and his men charged at them. This was as much of a shock for Sir Gus as it was for the Black Knight. Sir Gus had not expected to find King Henry's army quite so easily. He had not expected his men to charge into battle on their own, but that was what they did. When Sir Gus saw that his men were charging, he shouted, "Charge!" and rode after them. The Black Knight and his men were not expecting an attack, and they were not prepared. They tried to fight as best they could. Some of them were able to grab spears, others used sticks and stones. However, it soon became clear that it was no use. The Black Knight's men panicked and ran. King Alfred's army cheered as they chased the retreating men. When the battle was won, the men cried, "King Alfred is the greatest king, and Sir Gus is the bravest of all knights, the bravest knight of all." They grabbed Sir Gus and tossed him high in the air, shouting, "Hooray for Sir Gus! Hooray for Sir Gus!" So let's summarize what happened so far in the battle with the Black Knights. What happens? So the Black Knight attacked was attacked by Sir Tom and Sir Ed, but he overpowered them and he kidnapped them. He kept them hostage. And while the Black Knight thought that Sir Gus and the rest of the army was going to come across the river, they snuck around behind them and attacked from behind when they were not prepared and did not have their swords and gear. Okay, so you're going to take a test. Well, it's not really a test, it's like a quiz. You're going to put the words in ABC order, basically, is what you're going to do. You're going to put these words in ABC order. Let me show you the worksheet on Sir Gus first. It's super easy, okay? I only want you to do this part. I'm going to show you. You're only doing this part, okay? I don't want you to do this part down here. Don't want any of this done, okay? Those are for the other students that are in person, all right? So what you want to do is you are going to number the sentences in the correct order or sequence. So on the lines over here, you're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 according to the order that it happened in the story, okay? All right. And then 27.3 is the ABC order. So you have 3, 6, 9, you have 12 words: across, nation, wonderful, mother, funnel, hideous, decide, couple, pedal, shove, traction, and love. And you are going to put those words in ABC order 1 through 12. Okay. And that was it. We did not do the first one because we're not together. We are going to complete your alphabetical order assessment, and you were going to ask and answer questions about the final battle. And that was the end of the lesson. I told you it was super short today, right? And today is actually our last lesson in Unit 5. Yay! So congratulations, you finished 5 units of phonics this year so far. We might not start Unit 6 for a few days because I want to do a little review before you guys take your TCAP tests on things like prefixes and suffixes and contractions and compound words and things like that. So for the next few days, that's probably what we will do instead of phonics lessons, right? Great. So I hope you guys have a great afternoon. I hope it's pretty. I hope you guys get to go outside and play. Don't forget to read on Epic 20 minutes a day and do your amplify. All right, let's do the word of the day. I forgot to do this for wit and wisdom. I always remember it as soon as I turn the video off. So today's word is back. It's a boring word. Back. So the word for today is back. All right, so I will see you guys back here tomorrow.